What's up, everybody? Chris Wild back with another video here at Bar 4133. And man, it's been a long bye week. And I've actually had another video that I was going to put out until I got into the car today and was triggered by some of the local Philadelphia media. It seems like there's a big black cloud hanging over Lincoln Financial Field. A lot of doom and gloom going on about this team. Not much optimism, and it's just hard for me to comprehend and understand. You know, after the Dallas game, after the Minnesota game, I get it. Secondary and the defense was horrible. The offense wasn't clicking at all. It just seemed like all was lost. But they came back. They went to Buffalo, won against a tough defense in bad weather, got healthy against Chicago. Finally, our secondary is healthy with Ron Darby, Jalen Mills, and Avonte Maddox. Defensive line looks good. Fletcher Cox looks like himself finally. And they beat the Chicago Bears in Philadelphia, ending with a big drive from Carson Wentz against a good defense. But it seems like all that's forgotten because as I turn on the radio today and I listen to guys like John Ritchie, it seems like the Eagles might as well not even show up against New England this Sunday at the Link. And not only did this local media think that, but it seems like the national media thinks that as well, as the NFL has flexed the Eagles out of their primetime game next week against the Seattle Seahawks and moved it to a 1 o'clock game. Now, while in hindsight that's probably better for the team, it is a slap of disrespect. And I hope all this disrespect is actually motivation and bulletin board material that the Eagles can take into this game against the New England Patriots. But before we get into that, let me talk about some of the things that happened during the bye week. Jordan Matthews was officially signed. I think that's a plus. Now, he's no Josh Gordon, and he's not a speed threat, but he is going to give you something. He's an upgrade over Mac Hollins, who hasn't caught a pass in September, and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who hasn't found himself in this offense at all. As a matter of fact, the only time you see him on the field is during run plays. So Jordan Matthews, definitely an upgrade. Then you look at some of the good juju surrounding this team by signing a guy like Brandon Brooks to an extension. Brandon Brooks, who many thought they weren't going to get much out of him this year and was a big question mark for the offensive line, has been the best guard in football and has been one of the reasons why the offensive line has been dominating the past couple of weeks. So a lot of good stuff going on there. Eagle-wise, there are some guys like Vernon Hargraves that was just released by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that I hear getting thrown around. Look, he was the 5th worst defensive back in football this year. We don't need another Sidney Jones, so let's just forget about that. Preston Brown was released by the Cleveland Browns. I think that might be a better fit at linebacker. But let's talk about this game coming up Sunday. I think the Eagles, and I felt good about the Chicago game, and I have kind of the same feeling here against the Patriots. The Eagles have a chance here against this team that is 8-1, and one of the best teams in football. And let me tell you why. Again, I talked about the defense. It seems like the defense is finally starting to come together. We might have Nigel Bradham back as linebacker, and I really like him, TJ Edwards, and Camus in there. Nate Gary is Nate Gary, but he is serviceable. Also, the secondary finally being healthy, consistent. You got Craven LeBlanc, who won't be back for this game, but he's coming back. The defensive line is looking like they're actually getting some pressure, and I know it's been against bad offenses, but when you have a Fletcher Cox that's looking like himself, Brandon Graham, who's having the best year of his career, even Josh Sweat is starting to look like a really good NFL player. And then you got guys like Vinny Curry that can definitely step it up. And the trade that was brought in, Jannard Avery, who I think is an absolute beast, an absolute monster. Nothing but praise for this guy coming in. I think the defense, if they can get pressure on Tom Brady, which they're going to have to, the Eagles have a really good chance in this game. I watched the clips from Baltimore and New England. And look, man, when the Ravens got to Tom Brady, he was having trouble. And because he doesn't have the weapons that he normally has. I mean, he's got Julian Edelman, of course. But other than that, you've got Mohamed Sanu, Ben Watson, who's an older tight end, can still get it done, don't get me wrong. And then some running backs that he likes to include in the passing game. James White, Rex Burkhead seemed to give the Ravens a little bit of trouble last week. And the stuff they do down the middle, of course, with Edelman and Sanu hurts as well. So the defense is going to have to be in their A game, but I think they have the pieces there that can do that. Offensively, the Eagles once again are facing another top defense. Now, New England has a great defense. With that being said, and not taking anything away from that defense, look at some of the teams that they've played. The Miami Dolphins, the Jets twice, the Bills, the Browns, the Redskins. I mean, before the Ravens, there really weren't any good teams that this New England defense has had to face. So the key here for the offense, number one, home field advantage. The crowd, anybody going, you've got to be loud. You've got to really kick it in, because if you can, it's just like the Minnesota Vikings in the 2017 playoff game. They had a hard time hearing their defensive calls. That's what you have to do. Bring the noise. This home field advantage is very key in this game. As far as the offense goes, run the football. The Patriots have had a tough time against the run. And I know John Ritchie said today, oh, well, Bill Belichick's been stewing in that for 2 weeks. Look, if the players can't stop the run, sometimes they just can't. Craig James and Orlando Scandrick can't stop the pass. So they're not here anymore in Philadelphia. No coaching was going to make them great defensive backs. Now, yes, the Patriots will be better against the run this week, but when you got a guy like Jordan Howard and especially a dynamic dude like Miles Sanders, who just seems to be getting better as the week goes by, I think you can do a lot of different things with them. Doug has got to get creative with this game plan. Jordan Matthews, get him involved. Try to find a way to get J.J. Arcega-Whiteside involved. Now, it came out today that Alshon Jeffrey is dealing with an ankle injury. He's day-to-day. It's sore. Obviously, he's going to play, and I think he will be effective. But yeah, try to get J-Jaw in there. Try to get his confidence up. This is the game to do it. Mac Hollins, Nelson Aguilar. Let's see if we can get anything. If we get anything out of them, we're in good shape. We have two, in my opinion, all-star tight ends as well that are going to have to be used. Unleash Dallas Goedert. Zach Ertz got into the game a lot last week. Carson is going to have the game of the season. And I think he can because he's got a lot of motivation there as well. I mean, you got to understand the last time that we played the Patriots was in Super Bowl 52, a game that no Eagles fan will ever forget. I named this bar 41-33 because of that final score. But Nick Foles came in and won the MVP of that Super Bowl while Carson Wentz sat on the bench and had to watch it all. And while it still was special, and I'm sure he was still obviously happy that he has a Super Bowl ring, he did not get to go on the field against Tom Brady. He finally gets that chance here in 2019, and this is the game that you can shut all the negativity up and silence all the critics by getting a win against this Patriots team. And I think it's important because the following week against Seattle Seahawks is going to be a lot tougher with a mobile Russell Wilson who looks like he's having the best year of his career. But I do think the Eagles have a shot here, and I really hope that they come out and find a way to win this game because just the lack of optimism and the doom and gloom on the Eagles right now is just insane, especially after watching the Cowboys lose during the bye week to the Minnesota Vikings. The East is there for the taking for the Eagles, and it has to start this week. This second half of the season for them has to start this week. The Cowboys have a tougher schedule. It's definitely winnable for them, but we only have to travel once, and that's to Miami. I think if you look at the remaining games on this schedule, it's all in their hands. They handle their own destiny, and this is the week to do it. I don't believe that this is a big revenge game for the Patriots because they lost to us in Super Bowl 52, because we all know last year they won the Super Bowl again. I think the Eagles need this game more than the Patriots do. I really do. And I think if this was in Foxborough, I'd feel a little bit differently. But we are home in Philadelphia at the Link. I think that gives the Eagles a little bit of the edge. If you look at the Vegas line, it's a 3.5 point spread. For the Patriots, it's really like a touchdown because the home team always gets 3. But I really think that the Eagles have a lot of momentum, a lot of bulletin board material, and motivation to really take it to the Patriots this week. And try to follow that game plan that the Baltimore Ravens did with Mark Ingram and Lamar Jackson. Mark Ingram is a lot like Jordan Howard. Wentz, obviously, you don't want him to do what Lamar Jackson is doing, and he can't. But I think that with the other pieces around him, I think he can be successful in this game against a really good defense. And look, bright side is the Eagles faced a tough Bears D and a tough Bills D the past 2 weeks. And the Bills defense they played against in really horrible weather. So it's not like we're not used to facing good defenses here. But like I said, Doug's got to get creative. And at this point, I'm just rambling on. I'm really excited for this game. I'm very optimistic. And if you watch my videos, you know I'll tell you right away if I think that the Eagles are going to be garbage, if I think they're playing garbage, or if I think the offense is being garbage. But this week, it's just nothing but good stuff. And I think that they can do it this week against the Patriots. I really have a good feeling about this game. I hope that the Philadelphia Eagles prove everybody wrong, all the doubters, and that there's a black cloud that hangs over the Philadelphia media. Maybe they do it on purpose for ratings, but it's really annoying and it really pisses me off. And I hope the Eagles can take that same energy into Lincoln Financial Field at 4:25 this Sunday against the Patriots and defeat the evil empire. Well, I'm Chris Wild. Thanks to all the new subscribers I have. Please, if you're watching, you haven't subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. Always like and share the video. I'll be back if anything newsworthy happens this week. Again, thanks for watching on Fly Wild, and let's go Eagles. Let's get that W. Go Birds.
I'm Faith, and this is Owen, and we wanted to let you know that you need to like this video, subscribe, And turn on your notification bell so you never miss another one of Chris Wilde's videos. Bye!